Hello everyone, welcome back to the DaniyalZi show, and this is episode 11. Today we're here with Matt Thibault, and he is the CEO and owner of
Savant Marketing
Agency. And I've known Matt for a little bit, and for the past year, I'd say.
Yeah.
And we've gotten to know each other a little bit, and I've seen his crazy Facebook strategy. He's been doing some really amazing stuff just on his personal Facebook profile, and I think you've been really utilizing the long form Facebook posts, and really getting that attention arbitrage that's really that most marketers aren't really utilizing these days.
Thank you. Well, I'll take it.
Honestly, seeing your posts on Facebook and seeing the reaction, the engagements, that's something that most people aren't really realizing how important it is today to have a personal connection with your audience. And your audience is more than just your business contacts. Now it's everyone, right?
Right.
Because it's social media. It's how you market yourself. So I want to go through all the digital marketing. I want to go through Facebook. I want to go through Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and seeing what Matt's doing, and we'll discuss on what you can do to improve your digital marketing.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool.
Let's first start with your story. Let's first start with what were you doing before business?
Before business, I was doing professional cycling. So I was doing actually stunt cycling. It's called trials biking. And basically it's like parkour on a bike. And I was doing that up until I was about 19. Still do it now, but my plan was to do that for a living. And my friend and I, we actually made a business doing kind of like a circus, making money at that. And did that for a little while, but ended up just in marketing, and just had a lot more fun doing that. And
so from biking to marketing?
Yeah, biking to marketing.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's how it all kind of stemmed there, and just kind of fell into this whole online space.
How did you fall in love with marketing? Did you do something? Did you do buy and sell, or some people usually have a jump, you know? They like the sale, or they like the negotiation.
Yeah. The reason I got into marketing was because I was making a lot of YouTube videos for my biking.
Okay.
And so I was marketing that, right? Like you make a YouTube video of you biking, and you're like, oh man, I got 20 views, right? So you're
awesome.
trying to figure out, send this out, spam people, all this stuff, right? Trying to figure out how it works, without it being obviously spammy. So that's how I got into it.
That's how you got into it. And then you decided, okay, this is how I'm going to offer as a service. Did you go to school or?
Yeah, so then I started figuring out how I'm going to offer it as a service when I went, when I was in fourth year university, I went to Carleton for communications. And in fourth year, I ended up getting a job at a tech startup. They're called Trade Desk. And I was working with them there. I was their marketing coordinator. And while I was working there, it was an incubator where there was a lot of other businesses. And I was working with them, and I started noticing that all these other businesses, they didn't have any marketing knowledge or skill, right? And I'm talking with them, kind of networking, and I'm just realizing to myself, wow, I could just do what I'm doing here and help all of these other people, right? And I didn't even know what an agency was or what a consultant was or any of that stuff, and I just kind of figured it out. And I was like,
I can sell this?
Yeah. So I was like, wow, I can actually do this. So that's how it happened. Yeah.
And then you wanted to make your own agency.
Yeah.
Savant Marketing, is that when it came?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. It didn't have a name for the longest time. It was just Matt Thibault. Hey, I'll do this for you. Let's do this for you.
Well, that's how it usually starts, right? Freelancing, and then when you start really figuring things out, you become a company.
Yeah, the hardest part is just figuring out all the logistics of the technicalities and all that stuff, right?
So what were you offering first as a service? What were you really good at
the first thing that I was offering was just teaching people organic Facebook stuff.
Organic Facebook
stuff. So I really figured out, I really cracked the code, I think, on what makes organic Facebook, specifically with branding a profile or a page and then attracting an audience to it, and then getting engagement, and then turning that into profit.
And what kind of tools what kind of things did you do in order to get that organic? I know at that time it must have been different. Or
yeah, no, it's still relatively the same. So I would say the biggest thing that I was teaching people is attraction marketing. So how to tap into using Facebook groups, using stuff like that, how to tap into these resources and then get people to your page and say, hey, wow, this guy does awesome stuff, right? I really like him. It's all about figuring out going to places where people are already looking for that, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to try and get someone who's interested in sports to follow you for entrepreneurship, right? It's not going to work, right? So it's just tapping into places, groups, all that, where they want what
where you're the target audience.
Yeah, exactly.
So finding the right Facebook groups, finding
and just reverse engineer that.
And what would you tell that audience? Would you like tell them, hey, I'm selling something, or what was your method?
The way that I would usually do it is just give them, just like do videos like this. So I was just helping them out.
Value, give them value.
Yeah, I was just adding value, helping them out, just kind of like teaching them what I knew. And then if I ever wanted to monetize or whatever, like most of the way that I was making money from that was just consulting. So I was teaching other people, consultants or businesses with a page, anything like that. And I would just say, hey, I'm doing a consultation for this month, like free consultations, or I'm doing a free marketing plan. The biggest thing that I learned is that like with Facebook, social media, it doesn't really work if you just say like, hey, buy this right now, right? You can't just say like, this is on sale, buy this. I mean, you could do that for like a Facebook ad, but if it's like a profile or a page where people have like,
I think even for Facebook ads though, there's a
even,
really
even that is still,
I think
they need to be a warm audience.
Yeah, honestly, I think on Facebook ads don't be like one of the ways you can make things work is just like offer a free trial or like something for $5
Contest.
where someone doesn't really like care about spending.
Yeah, so that was the way that I was monetizing it, is I was just saying like, hey, I'm taking free consultations, and then I would close them on there. Yeah.
Close them on there. And on top of that, you're also like giving all this like value, like how they can do stuff on their own too.
Yeah, exactly. Like I pretty much gave them the recipe anyway for free, but it's like the accountability, all that stuff.
What you tell them, I think the reason is you give them so much information. They're like, holy shit, I can't do all of this.
That's true. Yeah.
I need to hire someone, and this guy seems to be pretty good.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Like just knowing myself. Like when I watch stuff, I walk away with like one good nugget, but there might have been like 10 in there, but I can only retain so much. Yeah. That's why you repetition, right?
Exactly.
So
no, that's how it is, and you gotta really, as long as you provide the value, people always come. I think.
Yes. Yeah.
It's more like a time game. It takes more time.
It's a long term.
But the reward is much higher.
Yeah.
Than if you're just doing straight selling.
Yeah.
Because straight selling, man, like the straight selling, I call them like those the $200 websites. You can make like however many $200 websites. You'll never ever get that $100,000 a year client or client.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important to learn that. It's really, the only way you can monetize something $200 website is like making something like Wix, which I hate.
One landing page.
I hate that platform. What do you think of Wix?
I've never used Wix before.
Oh my god, man.
I don't. I just do WordPress for clients.
That's good.
Yeah.
I did Wix in the beginning, when I first started web design, because I didn't really know how to make websites. At that time, I didn't even. I just dived into it. I just made like a Kijiji ad. I'm like, I'll make a website for you, whatever. I didn't know how to make a website.
Oh, you're one of those guys on Kijiji who make websites.
Yeah, at that time I was like, this was like 3.5, 4 years ago, and I was like, I'll make a website for you. I didn't know how to, but I just knew there was like something that people wanted.
Jump in the fire and figure it out.
And then this lady contacted me. She's like, she needs a website for this retirement thing. It was a retirement service, and I'm like, okay, I'll make it. And I looked like web design services.
Nice.
And I found Wix, and at that time I used Wix. I'm like, this is a pretty super easy program.
Sure.
It was like drag and drop builder. It was super easy. I did it in a week. But now I regret that. Like it wasn't. I should have taken that week to just learn WordPress, because it's still pretty damn easy. Because Wix doesn't properly put you on Google. Doesn't give you the meta text.
Right. Oh, really?
It doesn't give you any of that. So I think drag and drop builders still have a ways to go before I heard it's getting much better, but have you ever even just meddled with the drag and drop builders like Squarespace or Wix?
Yes, a bit of that. There's plugins in WordPress that I use that are like drag and drop style stuff. But I haven't Wix all that. I just stick with trusted and true WordPress. My first website was WordPress. I've never known anything different.
WordPress is excellent.
Yeah.
Because you can modify everything.
Yeah, and with clients too, like they don't really like it, right? If it's in HTML or whatever, like they want to be able to pop in there. So that's how Wix is good, but WordPress has all that too. So
WordPress has all that too, exactly.
Yeah.
And WordPress has like the SEO, which is like most important, just more important things.
Yeah.
And what plugin do you use for SEO on WordPress?
Just all-in-one SEO.
All-in-one SEO?
Or Yoast or
Yoast,
sometimes, yeah.
Yoast is what we do. And it's good because websites nowadays, like everyone has one, everyone needs one, and I think that's so. Is that what part of the services you're offering right now?
I'm glad you picked that up. You brought that up actually. So a lot of people, they'll always be like, Matt, like, do I still need a website today? Like a website's just an online brochure. And like the difference between a Wix website and a WordPress website, if you set up the WordPress website properly, you can set it up as a funnel where you can actually convert people, right?
Absolutely.
A Wix website is just come to this website, hey, like a little about us and like,
here's about us, there's some buttons. You can't really do much with it.
Yeah, so like we do something that I call objective-based web marketing where we create the website by reverse engineering what the call to action is. So even before we start the website, we say like, okay, what are we doing here? Okay, I want more calls, I want more consultations. Okay, well, let's reverse engier that, right?
Let's build a website around this.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Absolutely.
But with Wix, you can't do that, right?
No, absolutely, you can't do that.
Not that I know of, but.
Well, the thing with Wix is every time you put, it's interesting. Like you haven't experienced with it, but every time you put a new object, say a text box, a picture, it loads everything separately.
Okay.
And when it loads everything separately, it's not the same as WordPress. Where WordPress it's like dynamic. It loads everything at the same time. Wix loads everything separately, so there's tiny microfractions of differences when everything's loaded. So if you put a lot of stuff on your Wix website, it's gonna be the photo, text box. Like stuff appears over like 5 seconds, which is too much for any website.
Okay.
So that's been
I'm just gonna stick with what I know.
Absolutely fine.
It's working well.
And what about apps? Are you into doing an app development? Are you into that space?
Haven't just getting started with that. I haven't done a lot of app stuff. I've connected with a guy who does great app work. I've seen that. I haven't done a lot of that for clients though. I would like to.
I think apps are really just a big hassle to add on as a service because every phone is getting like an update every second day, and it changes. You have to update your app to.
I could see how it would be good though because I have a client right now, and he got an app done, and he's like, man, like this was before I came in, and he got this app done, and he was like, man, we have this app, but like it's not making any money. And the problem is though, is that like you can make this app, but you need the traffic, right? Like you need the user. It needs to be fun to use too, or like offer some kind of loyalty program or whatever. So that's the problem though, is I think these apps, we're kind of going in this space now where everybody has like too many apps.
There's too many apps, right?
I have like only a couple of apps on my phone because I don't like.
And I'm gonna guess like one of those Messenger.
Yeah, one of those Messenger. I have PayPal. I have my banking.
Same.
And I have like Hootsuite or something like that.
Right? Hootsuite or like Trello or something.
Yeah.
There's like 5 or 6 apps that we use, so I don't think there's any point of people really, small businesses, investing into an app because it doesn't affect it in any significant way.
Yeah.
Because most people, even if they download your app, are they going to use it? Probably not.
I could see how they would use it for, like, I've seen apps done really well for things like restaurants and stuff, the niche that I'm in.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, like, I would say that's really, really good. But I've seen a lot of apps done where, people just kind of think they're going to put this app up.
Well, the only way you can make an app work is if you're, like, constantly giving information. Right? If you're constantly, like, there's like notifications every single day.
Right.
Like Messenger, you get notification every single day.
Yeah.
You remember it.
Yeah.
But that restaurant app where there's a menu.
Yeah. Loyalty card. Yeah. I don't know.
Like every 6 months, you might get a notification. We added like this to our menu.
Come into our restaurant and scan this thing with our app, and more than often, like what ends up happening too is the users just like, this is so inconvenient for me, right? So that's where you kind of want to catch the customers where they are, and that's why I think apps have a lot of potential if you do them right.
Yeah.
But you're kind of just telling someone like, hey, come hang out over here while you're hanging out over there. It's a lot easier just to hit them there than ask them to come be here. Right?
Yeah, and then you're putting so many steps to reach the customer.
Yeah.
Hey, come download my app.
Yeah,
and people are like, download my app. I gotta go with my Apple account info and do that and download and I have to like constantly look at you. It's a hassle.
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, apps are like really like you really got to know what you're doing. And on top of that, I think do you take apps as clients for your business?
If someone said if someone approached me and said, "Can you do an app?" I have a developer who's skilled enough.
No, not to build an app, but to market.
Oh, to market an app? Absolutely, yeah.
You do that
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's probably like really specific ways to market it. And
that would be kind of tricky though, because it's because it's like with Facebook ads you can run campaigns that would be incredible for downloads.
Yeah.
But how are we measuring success? Is it by downloads? Is it because
by retain?
Yeah, that's where I would be a little bit iffy. I'd be like, how are we measuring the success of this? Is it with the downloads or is it the return that you get from this app? Because that's not me then, that's your app that's designed, that's monetized, right? Like how it's monetized. So
it's interesting.
Yeah, so it makes me a little bit iffy. But I mean, if it was solid and it had a good plan, I don't see why not.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what it is, right? So like on my end, I don't really do app clients that much. I'd say no to most. And I don't really take restaurants too much. How are you?
That's interesting. Yeah. So Savin Marketing Agency. Right now, I'm niching in the restaurant industry.
Really?
That's mostly where my clients are.
And how are you like doing restaurants? I mean, this is my big thing with restaurants. You can market the restaurant really well, but you can't change the quality of the food.
That is true.
So
That's why I don't go with restaurants who have really bad food or like terrible reviews, right? It's a lot easier to market something when the ball is already rolling than to push it up the hill and then right?
And then watch it crash down.
I like to set myself up with success where when I go to a client, I look at all the pieces. Okay, they just need a little bit of a tweak here. They need a little bit of a push. But with restaurants, that's the thing is that, if you're looking at this restaurant, you look on Yelp or something or Google reviews, and you got 1 star of like hundreds of, we do reputation management, but nothing can manage the reputation of a terrible restaurant, right?
So if someone is watching right now and they're like, holy shit, like this is like she's got Google reviews, like current Google reviews are saying the food sucks. Yeah. Like what would you tell them?
I would instantly say so a restaurant owner is looking at this?
They're watching this and they have 100 bad Google reviews, they don't know what to do.
Yeah. If you have 100 bad Google reviews, instantly what you should do is fix the service first. So that's step number 1. So stop making that mistake, actually look at it. Next is that I'm pretty sure that this might go against the guidelines, the typical guidelines. I think I got a phone call actually by Yelp and they were like asking me about advertising and everything and telling me about the rules that like you can't solicit reviews. But what I would say is if you have 100 bad reviews, obviously stop doing that bad thing. And then what you want to do is when your customers come in, maybe say like something like, leave us a review, leave us 100% honest review, and you'll get X. Maybe you'll get like
get a coupon or something.
Get a coupon or something like that. Again, that might be soliciting reviews technically, but I mean, most of the time, I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah, I wouldn't see a problem with that either.
There are also softwares, very powerful customer relationship and reputation management softwares that like automate the process. So if somebody puts a bad review, then it'll say like, wait, before you put this bad review, like how can we make this better?
How can you make it better, right?
Those are really powerful, yeah.
So what are these things you work with right now for your clients?
Yes,
you have like very powerful software systems.
There's one software.
Which one is it? It's specifically for restaurants?
No, it's not specifically.
It's like a general marketing.
It's just a marketing software
Nice.
The secret is
very interesting.
yeah.
I used to use a program called Buzz Bundle.
Okay, yeah.
And BuzzBundle was quite good for finding leads. It used to be, at least. I haven't used it in the past year.
For lead generation?
For lead generation.
Okay.
So in the first year I used it, this was about 3 years ago, and I just used it to, I just like search in like, I need a website, and it would do a global like real-time search.
Oh, cool.
On everyone who's looking for, who typed in those words, on every single format, in forums and on Google, wherever, right? At that time, it was like doing it perfect. I don't know if it's doing it. I don't think it does well anymore. But at that time, it was insane. Like it would search every single corner of the globe, real time, of persons saying, "I need a website."
That's amazing.
So, and you're able to respond on aliases in real time. Hey, give me a shout.
Wow, that's amazing.
So I got a ton of like quick clients.
Save you a lot of time.
Quick clients from that, and those were like just like quick small clients. But that program was very powerful. I used that for a long time, and I helped, and I used it for some clients. I just like block it to Ottawa.
Okay.
And I'd search.
Okay, cool.
Just like whatever.
Yeah, whatever the keyword that
the
they're
keywords
looking
are.
for.
And then there'd be and I'd send those people a shout. They're like, hey, come check this out, or I just reply. Well, the really powerful thing on BuzzBundle was the Yahoo Answers.
What is it?
The Yahoo. Do you know Yahoo Answers?
Oh, right, like where you can ask a question.
Ask a question.
Answer, yeah.
So look at those answer questions too in real time.
Okay.
So you could respond right away. Like there'd be people asking, "Hey, what's the where can I change my tire?"
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
or like
hey,
how
come
do I like fix this problem on my website?
Exactly. How do I fix this problem on my website? Where can I find the
Hello.
best? Where can I find the best food in Ottawa? Like
Yeah,
imagine
powerful.
that, right? Very powerful. So I used that. I don't know if it's that good anymore. But
These underground marketing secrets.
BuzzBundle was incredible. I want to talk also a little bit about LinkedIn marketing, because as far as I'm concerned, the ad product sucks. Like it's the shittiest ad product I've ever seen in my life, apart from Twitter's. Like, but I think there's good organic tendencies over there right now.
I'll share kind of like what I do with LinkedIn. So honestly, when I started out, I went hard on LinkedIn. Like I was, I was reaching out to people. I optimized my profile. I basically turned my profile like almost into a sales letter type thing. So the top banner was like a question. So it was saying like, are you tired of not getting results with marketing or something? And then my headline, like I really optimized my profile to be like an attraction profile. I applied a lot of the things that I learned with Facebook to LinkedIn. And so I was like reaching out to people, hey, get a free consultation, all that kind of stuff. And what I've found with LinkedIn, like I don't know if it's just me personally, because I do know a lot of people get success from it, but I don't really get a lot of clients or success from LinkedIn.
From LinkedIn, eh? I think it's because there's so many people who are doing that copy-paste sales pitch on LinkedIn nowadays.
Okay.
And the people who post like original content, like yourself, they're getting like just like watered down by all these other guys. I'm sure there's. Have you meddled with LinkedIn Premium at all?
Is that like the ad platform and all that? Like
no, it's not the ad platform. It's a sales
that's like where
premium.
you can.
Where you get like a goal. I didn't think it was like special either. I used it for
where you
2
can
months.
see if people are looking at you.
It's the sales. No, it's just the Sales Navigator, LinkedIn Premium. It basically gives you like the other fancy side of LinkedIn, and then it tells you who the people you should contact with the highest rate of response. Percentage of response, and I tried it for a month. I don't think I did it properly, but I didn't really get success off of that either. And that was like $100 a month.
Oh wow!
To be basically on the social media.
Right.
So I didn't think that was that.
There are some guys though who are running LinkedIn ads for different clients and getting like amazing results.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So
it's really like how you play it, and I just wasn't that into it either.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of experience with advertising on LinkedIn and haven't used that yet.
I think Facebook is like by far the best thing. Have you meddled with Twitter at all? Yeah,
so we do Twitter for clients, and I've used Twitter. Thing with Twitter for me that I like long form content for me personally, and so Twitter doesn't really allow me to do that, right? Like I'd rather put out one big chunk of content and just that's what I do for the day, rather than like a lot of little thoughts and quotes and all that. I've seen people, like we were talking about this before, like I've seen people have amazing results with Twitter, use Twitter for like, really good campaigns, even promoted tweets. But as far as my clients go, we're just doing organic tweets and using like relevant hashtags and all that stuff.
Okay, so just you're not using the ad product.
No.
Yeah, the ad product I've heard is not that great.
Okay.
And but the thing I did like about Twitter is they really fixed their bot problem over the past year. It's much
like
better.
Automation and all that.
The bots basically there was like I think over 40 or 50% of Twitter users were bots. If you can believe that.
Oh my God.
If you can, yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
So it was crazy.
I guess my Twitter's kind of botted almost because I hooked it up to my Facebook, so now like everything I Facebook is just sending it to my Twitter.
I almost feel like Donald Trump's Twitter has gotten so many people on Twitter now. Now that they're just like, this is nice. I mean, like, he's not the best person, but I mean, bringing in all these huge users. So that was nice. Aside from all the digital marketing, are you doing anything offline? Offline marketing? Are you doing flyers? Are you making business cards?
Yeah, so I'm glad you asked that. So I just got into loyalty cards. So I think that's really, really powerful for restaurants where, you come in 4 times, 5 times, and you get a discount or you get something free. Doing that. And another thing too is like, it's crazy, but a lot of these businesses, like if you have a business right now, and you're not asking your customers to migrate to an email list or something in exchange for an offer. So like when they're there, when they're at the cash, just say, hey, are you on our email list? That's kind of offline marketing, but putting it online, right?
That's true.
So, and like nobody's doing that. Nobody like.
I think you should be like hitting it on all fronts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And even like direct mail, like Canada Post is doing cool stuff. I haven't experimented a lot with that. Mostly just the loyalty cards and the offline to email list. But yeah.
That kind of offline is good. The offline that I pressure a lot of my like older clients not to do is newspaper ads or like putting
because you can't measure
billboard ads.
You can't measure it.
And not only can you not measure it, the measurements like they'll be like 50,000 cars pass through this a week.
Yeah.
But they're staring at their phones, not at their billboard.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
those are really expensive too.
Yeah, very expensive. Very expensive.
Yeah.
Especially the Outlaw Citizen. I remember I had a client 2 years ago. And he came to me, he's like, Outlaw Citizen is charging $18,000 a month. I'm like, holy shit, wow. $18,000 a month.
Are you serious?
For newspaper advertising.
Get some Facebook ads in there.
I was like, Jesus Christ, okay.
Some email marketing.
And it was like, we're gonna feature you on like an internal ad. So this was a front page ad. It was like inside, an inside ad, and we'll get you and like giving all these numbers and all this stuff.
I mean, if it has a return, then that's powerful, right? I think also for like Entrepreneur Magazine, Forbes Magazine, to get in there is like really, really expensive. But if there's a return, that's my attitude.
Well, Forbes is different, right? Because Forbes,
right? Yeah.
Like if you're a businessman, it'll feature you on their website, online, on all the other products. Apart, like their magazine is not the biggest thing anymore.
Yeah.
Their online sector is the biggest. For the Forbes website is huge.
Yeah.
Right? People go there, and more people go there than the magazine.
Right.
So then the Ottawa Citizen is a newspaper, it's a local city newspaper.
Yeah.
And charging 18 to 20,000 per month for that is, I think it's ridiculous.
I don't,
because no matter what they do for 20,000, they will never ever get the same results as Facebook. In 20,000, if you put like 0 to 65 years old,
right,
and just the most generic ad ever, you'll get better results.
Yes, yeah.
Because they want people to reach.
Yeah, like print is powerful, but it's just all about how you use it.
Yeah, and the cost.
The cost, yeah.
I think newspapers can still be good, but they gotta be realistic with the costs. Mm-hmm. They can't measure themselves on nostalgia. Mm-hmm. And I think doing a newspaper, I just pressure my clients like, just please, for the love of God, I don't want to do this for you.
Let's do a newspaper. Just run ads as a joke. Me and you just like, let's put all of our, just start running newspaper ads. Just don't buy these.
Just put them on newspapers.
Yeah. Radio actually like kind of interests me in a way because
there's audio, right?
Yeah, like they have an audience too. Like they know who their audience is.
Yeah.
And so if you have a product that's perfect for that audience, that sounds like pretty decent marketing. The only problem though is that you can't measure it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like. But I mean, I think radio is still powerful.
Radio is really good for car dealerships because you still have the middle class.
Oh, that's cool.
Suburb, just every single morning.
Yeah.
At 7 a.m. they wake up, go to downtown to work. They're listening to the radio. The majority of them.
Right.
They're still listening to the radio and just like that
and
rush hour. You're trapped in there for 2 hours getting home. And like you have like Hot 89 on, and you hear that like that.
Oh God, not this song again.
The jingle for the car dealership.
Yeah.
Like the Delari one.
Yeah.
And
it's just ingrained in your brain.
Like it's in my head now. It's locked in my head. And I didn't listen to radio that much, but it's just
it's like the pizza commercial.
Exactly.
Like I always know the number.
Yeah, no, it's interesting, and that's there's a little more like often, but I think people are.
They're starting to catch on though.
But I think radio is really. I think it's almost like making a comeback in the form of podcasts, right?
That's a good point.
These shows all go on podcasts too, because people are like
the digitization.
You want to be able to like drive and like listen to something without watching it.
Yeah.
So I think that's really interesting too. Are you going to be doing anything like that soon? A podcast or a show or something like that?
Nothing in the works for now. Maybe eventually though.
Maybe eventually?
Maybe. I would like to get into YouTube. I'd like to get into YouTube videos.
We'll get back into YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, YouTube, we're in it too, but it's such a hard platform. I think that's why we're growing our Facebook and Instagram, so that eventually the product leaks into YouTube.
Yes.
Right? And then you can just like have 100,000 followers and tell them, hey, come subscribe to my
YouTube. That's kind of my plan. Is build up the Facebook and then you just move one over.
Yeah, you're doing that really well right now.
Yeah, well, and it's like with all my clients too. That's actually a good point. Is like they're trying to build up like Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and all this stuff, but it's like, dude, just build up one first.
Yeah.
Like let's build up one so it's a huge,
make it huge
tower, and then we can just say, hey, everyone go over here, and then and that's how you do it.
So speaking of Instagram, we have some questions.
Yeah, sure.
I always ask on the day of to my audience, like, hey, we're having a show today.
Yeah.
G_BNX asks, hello Daniel, my question would be, how do I find potential new clients through Instagram which book me due to my photographic style? Best regards.
Getting clients through Instagram?
Clients through Instagram.
I would say the best way to get clients through Instagram, I don't get a lot of my clients through Instagram, but if I were to try and get my clients through Instagram, I'm kind of slacking actually on that platform as well. But I think the best thing is post content, just attraction marketing. So post content that your clients are looking for, right? So post like pictures of you saying, so if you're a marketing guy, post a picture of you saying like, hey, like just helping out a client with their marketing right now or whatever, or something like that. And then just use hashtags like Ottawa business or entrepreneur or hustle or whatever, because those are all hashtags that these people are in either too.
I think, to find clients for a photographer, I would probably just, because it's low.
Such as a photographer?
The person's photographer.
Okay.
So Instagram photography, very competitive. The most competitive, probably the most competitive thing you can do on Instagram. So to get to ahead of it, you probably want to target locally. So you want to target Ottawa. Like if it was like an Ottawa photographer, I'd pick the top 10 Ottawa hashtags. Ottawa photographer, Ottawa wedding photographer. Ottawa wedding photographer is one of the biggest hashtags in the city. So I'd probably use those hashtags and post every single picture I post. I would use that same 30 hashtags, and the limit is 30 for hashtags. So I would use them all and just recycle the same ones over and over again until you're in the top 10 for most of those categories.
And I heard too that you're supposed to put them in the comments instead of like on the actual post. It helps like.
So
is that a myth?
It doesn't act. No, so this is what it does.
Someone's telling me like, dude, you have to put them in the comments.
So literally, there's all it does. It makes it look prettier. That's the only reason you do it. So there's two ways to make it look pretty. You can write
like the dot dot
you can
dot.
put the dot dot dot, or you comment it. There's literally no other use. Even I do the comment, right?
Yeah.
It makes it look better.
Someone was telling me that there's like a legit difference. There's not.
There's no legit difference. There's nothing. Yeah. In fact, it slows it down a bit.
Oh my
because Instagram, as soon as you pick an Instagram post, the algorithm catches the hashtags you put immediately. So you have to, like, when I'm making a post, the comment for the hashtags has to be within 10 seconds.
Okay.
Within 10 seconds, I gotta post that 30 hashtag comment.
Okay.
So I usually just do it through. So the best way to do it is just through like download Grambler. It's Instagram for the Windows for like desktop.
Okay.
And then you can schedule posts. And
Yes.
then whenever you schedule a post, I would go on the desktop website, and then you can comment right away. So I'll do it that way because on the phone you gotta like the copy paste and you gotta hold it down.
Right. Yeah.
It's annoying, but yeah, and we'll go to it.
Next thing, like last thing too, is like if you want to get clients, just post up really good work. Like if you're a really good photographer,
Post up really good work, but the thing with photography, man, is it's just so diluted, right?
Everyone has like a phone too, and they're taking all these artsy
You gotta
pictures.
focus on your city. So the only way you can be really good at photography is focus on your city. What is your take on planning and implementing? How does one effectively plan? It's a very generic question, but how does one effectively plan?
Well, most people like most restaurants, because I'm working with a lot of restaurants now. Like the first thing I ask them is, what's your social media strategy, or like what's your digital marketing strategy? And you know, most of them don't even have a strategy. And so to me, like that question you're asking, planning, well, the best way to plan is if you're working for a business, helping them out with their marketing, or if you are doing something, you're running a campaign or something like that. I just have like a little calendar. So I just print out a calendar like in a month or whatever, and I literally just write out like, okay, on this day, you know, the ad drops, or on this day, and then this. So I plan it all out. I actually have like a strategy. I don't just like implement based off emotion, right? Like as a marketer, you don't want to just implement like, oh, I need more clients, I'm just gonna like go in and start advertising and all this stuff, right? So you need to have a strategy. You need to have a calendar.
So you think you're like a calendar, like some sort of like tool is important?
I need like a visual, for me, I need like a visual aid and look at it and be like, okay, you know, like here we can see that we're doing a lot of promoting, but here we're not, type thing.
I think that's definitely true because it's crazy how fast you can get busy with a new business. Or with an older business, like it doesn't matter. And then you start messing things up, messing up scheduling issues, all that kind of stuff. So effectively planning a business, I think the most important thing, I agree with you, is just being able to plan it properly and schedule everything. So
now, with that being said, though, most people go super hard on like a business plan, and they create this 3-year business plan.
That's not what you should do.
You do not want to do that. If you're not making cash and you're making like a 3-year business plan with projections,
and they work on it for 9 months,
don't do that. Don't do that. Make money.
Make some cash, and if you're doing it for an investor, like. You don't have to. Why don't you just make some cash on the side?
Yeah, exactly.
The first advice people ask me for an investor is, should I get an investor? It just depends on the product, right? It depends on what you're doing. Do you really need the cash? Will it really change, or is the person really going to help? And
you don't want to give up too much of your company, right?
Exactly.
You don't want to give up and have someone control all the. It's nice to have the say.
So that's also part of like effective planning a business. Is how much money you need. Do you need a loan? Do you need? And the best answer for all of those is, as best as possible, try not to get yourself in debt. If you had anything to say to the marketers watching, the ones who want to really get into the scene or make a new digital marketing business and they don't know where to start, what do you tell them?
Just keep it simple. You know, there's a lot of gizmos and gadgets. Because you're an online marketer especially, it's easy to get lost in the tweaking and the researching, all this stuff. Just simplify it, right? Your job, if you're a marketer, whether you're doing that for clients or not, is just to make a compelling message, a compelling offer, put it in the right in front of the right people, and get them to claim it. So
beautiful, absolutely.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, Mike, it was really nice having you. Thank you for being on the show today, and we'll see you guys next week. Take care, guys. Bye.